Hey, I'm Carl Pereira from Astro Imagery, and I've seen so many beginners getting frustrated, spending too much, or even giving up just because they followed the one-size-fits-all advice. But what if there's a better way tailored to your personality and interests? When I started out, in fact, I did what everybody said. I bought a camera, I bought a lens, and I got all the equipment that I needed, or that I thought I needed to get started. But honestly, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I didn't know the night sky. I struggled to find targets, and I spent more time troubleshooting than actually enjoying the hobby. I couldn't even focus my camera properly in the dark. Looking back, I wish I'd started differently, maybe by learning the sky first or practicing image processing before buying expensive equipment. Most YouTube channels and blogs focus on gear, what camera to buy, which tracker or mount is best, what telescope to get, which filters to use. But here's the truth. You can spend an absolute fortune and still end up lost, confused, or disappointed if you don't start with the right approach for you. Now for something completely different, let's do a quick Astro personality quiz. I'll ask a few questions. Just keep track of your answers. If you want the full quiz and a personalized roadmap, check the link in the description or on my website. So follow along, grab a pen and answer the question.
Number one, when you get a new gadget, you take it apart or tinker with it to see how it works. You read the manual and do research online before you use it. Or do you just start using it and figure things out as you go along? Maybe you prefer to use this new gadget for creative projects or capturing moments. Question two, you're most excited by building or modifying things yourself, learning how things work behind the scenes, exploring new places and trying new experiences, or creating and sharing beautiful images or stories with others. You prefer to spend your free time working on DIY or tech projects, reading, researching or watching tutorials, being outside, exploring or stargazing, taking photos, drawing, or making art. Question 4. When you see a stunning astrophoto, you think, how did they build that setup? How did they process that image? Where can I go to see that object myself? And how can I create something like that? Your biggest frustration with hobbies is not being able to customize or improve things, not understanding the details or theory, not having enough time outdoors or in nature, or not being able to express your creativity. Now count your answers. If you've got mostly A, you're a tinkerer, mostly B's, and you're a techie or researcher. If you've got mostly C's, you're an explorer, and mostly D's, you'd be a visual artist. So what exactly do these astrotypes mean? And how can this help you in your Astro journey? Check out your Astro roadmap on my website. The link is in the description below.
So I hope you've counted up your answers now. Did you get mostly A's, B's or C's? Here's what it all means. If you're a tinkerer and you got mostly A's, you love building, modifying and experimenting. Try starting with DIY trackers, modifying webcams, or even building your own gear from scratch. One thing I've thought about actually very seriously is to build my own telescope, and that's not quite as difficult as you might think. You'll learn an absolute ton doing this, and you'll have fun along the way. If you've got mostly B's, then you're a techie and researcher. Well, what does this mean? It means that you're a curious person and you want to know how things work. You love learning. What you can do actually is you can download free Astro datasets, and these are available in many places such as Telescope Live, which is something I've explained on another video, And again, I'll leave the link to that video in the description. You can download this free data and you can practice image processing before you even buy any gear. That way you'll get a head start on the hardest part of astrophotography, which is actually the editing. If you answered mostly C, then you're an explorer or a visual artist. You'll want to be outside. You'll want to capture the beauty of the night sky. Start with what you have, a smartphone or a basic camera, or even just your eyes and a notebook. Go stargazing, learn the sky, practice composition, and enjoy the experience before you invest in expensive equipment. What's your astrophotography personality? Why don't you add some comments below and let me know which type you are and what you think it means for you and your future astrophotography journey. I asked some of my viewers on YouTube, and I also got into a nice discussion on Cloudy Nights, which is one of my favorite forums, and I do recommend that you go there and learn all you can from others. And I did ask several people about what they thought were the worst pieces of advice that they were ever given when they started astrophotography. Here are some of those. Let's tackle some of the most common pieces of advice that you'll hear when you're beginning astrophotography, and that you'd be better off, thinking twice about these because they might mislead you. The first one, you need a dark sky to get started. If you live in a city, forget about astrophotography, they say. You need to drive hours to a dark site to get any decent images. Why this is wrong? Well, dark skies are ideal. You can absolutely start astrophotography in light polluted areas. You can image the moon, the planets, and even some brighter deep sky objects with the right filters and techniques. Plus, learning to process light polluted data is a valuable skill that will make you a better astrophotographer overall. In fact, after doing astrophotography now for 6 years, I now feel that I can cope with quite a lot of light pollution in my images, and I can mostly process it out. There is never any substitute for dark skies, but it certainly shouldn't be stopping you. Another piece of advice you often hear is that you need expensive software to process your images. You have to buy Photoshop or PixInsight to get good results. Now, why this is wrong? There are so many free or very low-cost software options out there that are absolutely perfect for beginners to start learning. Most of the really expensive software is going to be beyond a beginner's level anyway. So, for example, for stacking, there's Deep Sky Stacker, and one of my favorites, Cyril. There's also GIMP, which is an alternative to Photoshop. And there are many smartphone apps that can produce absolutely amazing results. I've also recently been experimenting with SETI Astro Suite, which is a real effort at giving us PixInsight tools, but for free. And that is really, really interesting also. So my advice to you is not to go buy expensive software that you can't yet use. Start with what's accessible and affordable, and invest time learning the free programs. Upgrade later when you need more advanced features. Another piece of advice I've seen is that people think that you need a go-to telescope, which is not true. The advice goes that you need to go to a telescope to find faint deep sky objects. While go-to telescopes can be helpful, and I do have one, they're not absolutely necessary. Learning to star hop and navigate the night sky is really, really an important skill that every budding astrophotographer should learn. And it's very, very rewarding when you do find targets. Later on as well, you'll see that one of the best ways, in fact, to locate objects is through plate solving. And that doesn't really need a go-to telescope. It's often said that we need to get a near perfect polar alignment so that we can have really, really good guiding and nice round stars in our images. Well, I can confirm through my own experience that you don't have to get a perfect or absolutely fantastic polar alignment. As long as it's reasonably good, your auto guiding should be okay. The proof of the pudding is not in the software and how good your perfect alignment is. The proof of the pudding is actually in your final results and how your stars look. So don't worry about spending hours and hours getting perfect polar alignment. I can't tell you how accurate it needs to be, but I'm going to do a test on this at some point. See, there's no single right way to start. The best path is the one that fits your personality and keeps you excited to learn. Don't let these common myths and common advice stop you from trying things, and don't let them put you off. My advice to you is to start with what excites you. Focus on learning, not buying, and don't be afraid to experiment, fail, and have fun with astrophotography. That's how you'll really grow, and that's how you'll get to those wonderful images that you're aiming for as soon as possible. Listening to poor advice and common myths is just going to slow you down or put you off. Now I'd like to ask you to let me know in the comments, what's your astro personality? What results did you get? Did you get bad advice when you started? What do you wish you'd done differently? And if you'd like more honest videos like these with real world astrophotography tips, please subscribe, like this video, and join in the conversation. Thanks for watching.